hope you're all well. Today we're doing a pretty low-key, chill unhaul. I have many stacks of books here behind me. You can't see them all. This one being the biggest. I'm just trying to hide a load of shit on the sofa bed, to be perfectly honest. And behind me I have all the pillows. If you could see the state of the room behind this camera right now, you would be terrified, because I freaking am. I am having a bit of a move around in this room because I'm getting new furniture tomorrow from Ikea, and I've decided to start ziffiting some books. And I had these books waiting to be unhauled. So I'm about to do the unhaul now. You will have previously seen a haul of mine from January, February, in which I hauled, I think it was 74, 76 books, 70 something books. So I've tried to find the same amount of books here. I'm fairly certain I've done it, I might be like a book under, I don't know, I can't remember, but fairly certain I've done it. I think there's like 72 books here, I don't know. I've almost nailed it though. Either way, I'm very, very close, which is pretty great considering. So, I have a whole bunch of books that I'm just not interested in reading anymore, a whole bunch that I've read, and a whole bunch that are duplicates. So let's go through these. There's absolutely no rhyme or reason why I'm going through these, but essentially I have a whole bunch of Black Dagger Brotherhood series books here that I got ages ago. They're taking space up on my shelves, and honestly I'm just not sure when I'm going to get to them, if ever. I really enjoyed the first one, which was Dark Lover, but I just haven't gotten any further with it, and I read that like earlier last year, if not the year before, and I've been collecting these in the charity shop, but I just don't think I'm going to get to them, to be perfectly honest. So I need to get rid of them. They're taking up space on my shelves, and I am really struggling for space on my shelves, which is why I've needed to do such a massive unhaul. Similarly with Nicholas Sparks, I'm going to get rid of this chunk of his books. I've got Safe Haven, The Longest Ride, The Rescue, The Choice, The Wedding, and At First Sight. I was keeping these for a hot minute because I was like, maybe I will read them at some point. Maybe I'll do like a Nicholas Sparks reading vlog or something, but honestly, just don't think I'll ever get to them. The only Nicholas Sparks book that I've read, I think, is, I can't remember what it's called now. It's the one with the coins, you know, where he's in the military. Amanda Seyfried and Channing Tatum are in the movie. I can't remember what it's frigging called now. But I love the movie of Safe Haven, Longest Ride, and The Choice. I love those movies. Just don't know if I'll be arsed about the books, to be perfectly honest. So again, all charity shop buys, that's where they're going to go back to. The Garden of Lost Secrets by A.M. Howell. I've had this for ages. I honestly have no idea how long I've had it, but I've had it for ages, and I just don't know if I'm going to get to it. So I'm just going to unhaul it, which is a bit sad. It's not even that big of a book, but I just don't think I'm ever going to get to it. So I'm going to unhaul it. I think it's a middle grade. I think it's a historical middle grade at that. So again, another reason why I'm not going to get to it. Don't even know how I ended up with it, to be perfectly honest. I've got Noughts and Crosses here by Mallory Blackman. I am unbelievably late to this train, to the point that it's gone. It's made it round the world several times, and I've missed it again and again and again, and I just don't think I'm that bothered about picking it up anymore now. I've had this one for ages. I haven't seen the TV show. I've heard incredible things, but again, I just don't think I'm going to pick it up, and it's taking up space on my shelf, so it's going to go. I have The Amber Spyglass by Philip Pullman, which is the third and final book in the His Dark Materials series. It's almost bullshit that I'm unhauling this without reading it, because I should just read it and finish the series out, especially on the basis that I run the final book support group, but honestly, I just don't care. The second one was crap. I didn't care about it at all. The first one was great. I loved the first one. Northern Lights was fantastic. Couldn't give a two shits about the second one, The Subtle Knife. I couldn't even remember the title of it. So I'm just going to unhaul this. I'm going to give it to my dad because he has some rubbish sets of this series, and these, I got the shiny ones while I was in Edinburgh a few years ago. So that's how long I've had this book. I went to Edinburgh 5 years ago. No, it's not that long ago. It can't be. 3 or 4 years ago, and that's when I got this series, and I read the second one when I got back, and I've just not been asked about picking up The Amber Spyglass, so it's going. I've got The Nowhere Girls by Amie Reed. I've been umming and ahhing. I've been so on the fence about this, but I've had this book for forever. It's not a joke. It's like literally a joke how long I've had this book for. It came out in 2017. I've probably had it since then, and I've just not picked it up. So I'm going to get rid of it because I don't think I'm ever going to pick it up on that basis. Guild by Raven Kennedy. I DNF'd this book, so it's going. That's it. That's all I've got to say. I'm a little bit... I'm not ashamed at all, but I'm a little bit bummed. Let's put it that way. The Boy Who Steals Houses, The Girl Who Stole His Heart by C.J. Drews. I, again, have had this book for an age now, and I just don't think I'm going to pick it up, so... Unhaul. Oh, helpful. Cheering me on. The Light Hunters by Dan Walker. I haven't picked this up, and I've had it for a really long time now, and I just don't know if I'm going to get to it. It just doesn't really... It's a middle grade, but it just... The story, the premise just doesn't really thrill me, so... I don't know, I'm going to get rid of it. I'm also going to get rid of This Shattered World and also These Broken Stars by Amie Kaufman and Megan Spooner, because again, I've had these for ages, haven't picked them up, and I don't think I have any interest in doing so anymore, so they're going to go. And I'm going to unhaul Something More by Siobhan Curran. I read one of Siobhan's other books, which was... Oh god, I can't see the title. I show a picture of it here because my mind is blanking because it's very, very late right now when I'm filming this. But then I did get this one, but honestly I just don't think it's right for me. It goes into religion a lot, and I am not a religious person in the slightest. So I'm just going to unhaul it. It's not on my street anymore. Then I have Witchy by Ariel Slamet-Riaz. My apologies, Ariel. I have read this one, but I'm not bothered about picking it up again, so I'm going to unhaul it because it's just taking up space on my shelf. Otherwise, I don't know why it was in that pile, to be perfectly honest. Then I've got Username Renegades by Joe Sugg. I picked this up last year in Waterstones. It was on sale, £5, but I didn't realise it was second in a graphic novel series, and now I'm struggling to get a hold of the first, so I'm just going to get rid of it because I'm not really that bothered. I just picked it up because it was on sale. I'm one of those people, which is, you know, a nightmare. Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. Picked it up because of the cover. I have zero interest in ever picking up that book. I literally picked it up because of the cover. Similarly with George Orwell's 1984. No interest in classics. Other than like Sir Arthur Conan Doyle and Christmas Carol and Winnie the Pooh. I'm totally interested in them, but otherwise, not really. Beneath the Citadel by Destiny Soraya. I've been on and off the fence about picking this one up. This came in a Fairy Loot subscription box, I think, as an additional book a couple of years ago. Also, because it's an ARC, I'm fairly certain it's an ARC. Maybe not. It might be a finished copy. 2018. I'm just not going to pick it up, am I? I've had it that long now. I'm not going to pick it up. Sea Fire by Natalie C. Parker. Very similar thing. I've had it so long now, I just don't think I'm ever going to pick it up. Same with Throw Like a Girl by Sarah Henning. I've had this for a while now, and again, I just don't think I'm going to pick it up. I'm not that bothered anymore, to be perfectly honest. It's not that old. It's 2020, but it's the same story with a lot of these. The Memory Trees by Callie Wallace. Again, had it so long, I'm just not going to pick it up. The Selection by Kira Cass. I just don't care. The Frozen Sea by Pierce Tourney. Again, got this when I was in Edinburgh. Didn't realise it's the second in a series. Don't really care anymore. The Bright and Pale by Jessica Rubinkowski. This is one of the Fairy Loot edition books. I'm really sad about it, but Jade really, really didn't like it, and I think I'm going to hate it. So I'm just going to unhaul it and not put myself through it. The Clockmaker's Daughter by Kate Morton. This is a Book of the Month edition. A friend of mine in the States sent it to me bloody ages ago now. Which year, when was this? October 2018, and I think I got it in like the December of 2018. That's how long I've had this, and I haven't read it, so it needs to go. It's very beautiful, but I just don't think I'm ever going to read it, so it needs to go. Elevator Pitch by Linwood Barkley. Don't really care anymore, to be perfectly honest. Then I have The Wolf and the Woodsman by Avery. I have tried to read this and I got about 100 pages in and then put it down. Just didn't care anymore to pick it back up again. Year of the Reaper by Makaya, Lucia. This is a recent Fair Looted book. I can't remember when we got this now, but it's a recent one and I did start reading it. I even tabbed it to read it with the buddy read with Fair Loot and I just didn't care. Did not care in the slightest. Duplicates now. I have Aurora's End. This is the Waterstone signed copy of Aurora's End, but I have decided to keep, as much as I love this green, I have decided to keep my Forbidden Planet one instead, which is red, because the edge just looks a lot nicer with my other editions, so I am going to get rid of that one. I love the green. I'm really sad about it. If I had room to keep it on my shelves, I would. Then I have Monstrous Devices by Damien Love. I do have a paperback copy of this one, so I'm going to get rid of my hardback. Same thing with The Sound of Stars by Alicia Dow. I have a paperback copy, which I love the cover of, so I'm getting rid of my hardback. The Night Silver Promise by Annalise Avery. I have the Alcrate Junior hardback edition of this one now, so I'm going to get rid of the paperback. This one does have a signed book plate though, because it came in a Tales by Mail box, I'm fairly certain. Jade City and Jade War. Nope, Jade City and Jade War paperbacks. I have the really pretty subscription box editions. I can't remember who it was that did them now, but I have those, so I don't need the paperbacks anymore. A Gathering of Shadows. I have 2 hardbacks of this. I have 2 hardback editions of it, so I don't need a paperback one as well. Ugly Love by Colin Hoover. I got a different edition of this one. I prefer this edition, so I picked it up when I saw it in Waterstones, and I'm going to unhaul this one. There wasn't really any need. It tells the same story, but I just prefer that other cover. A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas. I have another copy. There's nothing special about either of my copies. I just already have a copy. I don't know why I have 2 copies, because I hate this fucking cover. If you did not know, fucking hate the new covers. Hate them. Jade Fire Gold by June C.L. Tan. I am getting rid of this edition, which is the Illumicrate edition. I didn't know at the time when I bought the box from Illumicrate that Fair Loot were going to do an edition as well. So I have 2 copies of this book, and I prefer the really pretty Fair Loot edition. If I could and had the space to do so, I would keep it, but I don't, so I can't. And then a hardback copy of The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. I saw this in a charity shop the other day, and for some reason picked it up, completely forgetting that I already own a hardback copy of it. That was unnecessary, clearly. And then a bunch of books that I have read or DNF'd, one of them being A Dark and Hollow Start by Ashley Shuttleworth. I DNF'd this one, I hated it, but it is the signed edition Illumicrate copy, I think, so there's that. The Hat Makers by Tamsin Merchant. This book is really pretty, but I wasn't that bothered about it that I want to keep it, so I'm going to unhaul it. It was fine, I'm just not bothered about keeping it. This Is Why We Lie by Gabriella Lepore. I have read this one. I think I gave it 3 stars. It was fine, I'm just not bothered about keeping it. When Life Gives You Mangoes by Karen Kettin. I've read this one. It was really good. A very hard hitting for a middle grade. Just a lack of space. I'm not going to read it anytime soon or at all, probably ever. So The Ice Whisperers by Helenka Stachera. This was the middle grade monthly pick for February. Myself and Jade Buddy read this together, literally together. It was fine. Never going to reread it, so I'm going to unhaul it. Then I have Written in the Stars, Hang the Moon and Count Your Lucky Stars by Alexandria Bellefleur. I binged these because I was on the tour for Count Your Lucky Stars and I was reviewing it and I've not read the first 2. So that should go that way around. So I've read them all now and I don't think I'm ever going to reread them. As pretty as they are, I'm never going to reread them and I need shelf space, so they're going to go. Then I have The Ravens by Cass Morgan and Danielle Page, another Illumicrate book that I was really keen on reading, to be honest, but again, I've tried it, I DNF'd it. Well, I didn't DNF it, just didn't pick it back up, and I'm not bothered about picking it back up, to be perfectly honest. I got 66 pages in, and I'm not arsed about picking it back up, so I'm not going to. I've got Meg, Jo, Beth and Amie, which is a graphic novel, a modern day retelling of Little Women. I really enjoyed this. It was such a good time, but I'm never going to reread it, so it's going to go. A Boy Called Christmas by Matt Haig. It was cool, very dark, a lot darker than I thought it was going to be, but again, I'm never going to reread it, so I'm unhauling it. The Hating Game, enjoyed it, never going to reread it, so I'm unhauling it. I did like the movie, I'm not going to lie. I actually kind of really enjoyed the movie. Did I think the guy was a bit of a chump though? And we could have done with someone a little bit more, you know, I don't know. We could have done with someone else. My perfect person would be this guy. My brain is not working. Robbie Amell. Robbie Amell would have been perfect for this, especially with Lucy Hale. I think Lucy Hale and Robbie Amell would have smashed it. I do think that the guy that played Josh was a little bit stiff. And not in the punny way. So that's my review on the Hating Game movie. But otherwise I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. I love myself a good trashy romance movie. I've got Crave and Crush by Tracy Wolff. I really enjoyed Crave when I read it a few years ago. And then I got halfway through Crush and never carried on. Where did I get up to? It was another one of those, you know, I put it down, didn't carry on, haven't been asked to pick it back up again. So I'm 402 pages in, but I just don't care to pick it back up. And I know that there's, I think we're on to the 4th book now in the series, and I don't care, so I'm getting rid of them. Then we have The Last Shadow Warrior by Sam Subity. I really enjoyed this, actually, I'm not going to lie, it was great. It came in an Owl Crate Junior box, and I had a really good time with it. It was very much Norse mythology-esque and Viking-esque, and I had a great time. It was good, but shelf space. I would keep it otherwise. Anything Could Happen by Lucy Diamond. I enjoyed this one, it was fine, but I'm not going to reread it. And then I do have a couple of little Disney books that I'm just going to get rid of because, again, shelf space, but I've read them. I've got Belle's Library from Beauty and the Beast, which is like a collection of poems and stuff. And then I've got Frozen, Aladdin, The Little Mermaid, and also Sleeping Beauty. These are really pretty, but they literally retell the movie, and I've watched the movies of all of those and also read the book now, so I don't need to keep them and reread them. And that's everything. I think I literally just flew through that, but my reasons for getting rid of a lot of these books are literally the same. It's shelf space, and I just don't think I'm going to pick them up. They've been on my shelves that long, or I've read them and I'm not going to reread them, or I have duplicates. That's essentially what's going on here. So those are all of the books that I'm unhauling in this video. I think there was about 72 of them, I'm not sure. I am really sad. You know, the one that I'm kind of the most sad about is this one, but also Aurora's End, the green copy. Devastated about that. So yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below if you think I'm making any mistakes. It might be a little bit too late. They've probably already gone. But I hope you have enjoyed this video, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye for now.